if a man is close with his mother, he's considered a loser and a mummy's boy. And then you then went on to explain the reason why this is. So let's get into this. I absolutely loved what you said. So explain, why is being a mummy's boy actually a good thing, or like why are they attacking the relationship between a man and his mother?
So going back to what I said before, remember how I said when you're doing the karate and everything else like that, and you're a black belt, if you're a mommy's boy, you're automatically elevated to blue belt. And the reason why, because your mom, right, is an installation in her first line of defense when you deal with problematic women, if she's a good mom. She, you bring in a chick that's, a leech, right? She's not really adding too much value, etc. Your mom will meet that woman and be like, no, I'm good. Especially if her son is a higher earner, he has a lot to lose, etc. Your mom is going to kind of come in and like be a vulture on that chick. This is why so many women hate mommy's boys, because the mom a lot of the times is going to defend the son from vulturous women, because women understand women better than anybody else, and that's why I say women don't belong with each other, because they understand each other. So the reason why in the West they hate that is because when you live in pro-feminist countries where divorce highly favors women, etc., the mom a lot of times gets in the way of the woman being able to extract the resources from the son through marriage and divorce court and the state. That's why they hate us so much. But if you go to like other countries where, gender roles are traditional, etc., it's not that big of a deal for a man to be a mama's boy, because the mom, the woman, she's a daddy's girl, right? Just like I said before, the brother and the dad a lot of times protect the daughter from fuckery from the men. Same thing with the sister and the mom. If they come from a good family, they should be doing the same thing. This chick ain't good for you. What the fuck are you doing? She's I know she is. Or she just wants you for your money, whatever. She's able to like snap the guy out of reality a bit, because a lot of times the guy's just like, she touched my pee-pee, let's do it. So the mom or the sister, if they're a good sibling, they kind of come in, or a good mother, first line of defense. Same thing with, and that's what families should do. They should protect their siblings from the opposite gender a lot of times, because when your sibling or your mom or your father comes in, there's no sexual interest. So they're able to give you objective, good advice from the other party.
I think my brother's in his late 20s, but I think when he gets to marriage age, so like 35, I think I'll be
100%.
I'll be terrible. Any woman that comes in, I'll be like, don't like that one, don't like that one.
That's the way it's got to be too.
Worth it.
Yeah, that's the way it's got to be. And I think this is why family is so important, because if a family does its job correctly, right, they're very protective of who comes in, because they're looking at it like, you're not going to come in and fuck up what we created here. So a mommy's boy, a lot of times that mom is the first line of defense, which is why she's so hated in the West, because she is the first line of defense from the divorce courts destroying her son, if she's a good mom.
Yeah, and it's true, because if a girlfriend said to me, oh, don't go for him, he's a mummy's boy, you would naturally just be put off, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't we? Yeah, we'd be put off. So that's, when you said that, I was like, oh, wow. And that actually makes sense, because at the same time, I wouldn't want to marry a man who has a bad relationship with his mother. Like, that would be a red flag. So if we don't want a man who has a bad relationship with his mother, yet we don't want a man that's a mummy's boy, what are we doing?
Well, it comes back to the contradictory nature of like what women want in the West in general, right? Yes. They want a gentleman, but they want a guy that like can and bang them like crazy, right? Like you call like the 50 Shades of Grey, right? Christian Grey. They want that guy. Right, but at the same time, they want a chivalrous, nice guy, and it's really, the guy has to, again, coming back to the men, right? It's on the burden of performance is on us. You have to have a combination of the two, but a lot of the times, what women want is contradictory to what they're aroused by. They'll say, "I want this," but the reality is, what they're aroused by are two different things.
Yeah, and that's something which I think your content does really well, and it's something that I'm learning, because I saw a video the other day saying women never go for the men they want, they always go for the safe option. So now I'm like, I'm not going for the safe option. I'm going to get the man I want. That's what I'm going to, like, that's, yeah. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I tell girls, like, go for the man that you want when you still have the sexual market value to command that man that you want, because it's, unfortunately for women, right, you only have a finite amount of time to get the guy that you want. A woman's sexual market value, unfortunately, is perishable. Now, here's the thing, right? It's so I always say, so like with women, right? When you're at your peak, you burn bright and strong. No one can stop you. Like literally, like it's like I talked about I love Tate's analogy on this, where he talks about the queen on the chessboard, right? You can move as many spaces as you want, one of the most powerful pieces on the board. But here's the problem. You can die and the game will still continue. And on top of that, I can get a pawn to the other side and turn her into a queen. So it's on women to understand that you have this power for a finite amount of time. Get the guy when you have that power before another pawn replaces you.
Yeah, it's a hard, difficult world out there. It's a hard world, but it's hard for men as well.
And it's tough. And they've done this, like, it's literally like, they did the study, like, when you ice cream shop, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Like when you have flavors, people are far more likely to pick a flavor that they want versus when you have 20, 30 flavors, it's very difficult. They don't make a selection, they don't buy, and then they leave. I think that's kind of where women are right now with the dating game. So many options, so many guys hitting them up, etc. It's very difficult to decipher. And I do, again, empathize with women because I understand the female struggle, right? I've seen plenty of women's DMs. I've seen it from the other perspective. Like, women are bombarded with choice. So it's really difficult when all these high status guys are hitting you up.
Not good choice though, because this is what men keep getting wrong. Like, I've seen it all the time. Men are going on about how, like, oh, you have so much choice. You have, and I'm like, no, but like, they're losers.
Yes.
Like, they're not good choice. Like, it's not as if they're like all these high value men that are just ready to marry you. It's not
a lot of them are just losers offering dick, and even the higher status guys, they're just offering dick. So it's really difficult for women to like figure out which guy's going to take me seriously, right? Because the guy that is attractive, that's arousing, a lot of times is a bad boy. Is he going to commit? And then the guy that's super nice says, "Oh, I'll give you some flowers." He's fucking boring. You don't want to be with him. So it's a very difficult situation. But I would say if you're attractive, you got the sexual market value, go for the guy that you want. Outlast the other chicks.
Yeah.
At least you'll be happy with that guy.
That's true.
If it does work out, and if you take an L, that's the risk of being a female. Men have to take risks too, but men have to take risks. Women have to take risks as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guys, quick word from our sponsor real fast. You know we don't mess around when it comes to level